You were formed in sacred silence. Hands of heaven shaped your frame, breathed alive by love eternal, long before you earned
There's a
a
weight that
name.
lingers when someone falsely accuses you. It presses on your chest, makes you question your worth, your identity. And sometimes the loudest accusations don't even come from others, they come from your own mind. Hello and welcome to Dignity Talks. My name is Ritva Huusko and I'm a psychotherapist from Finland with a deep passion for exploring human well-being through both psychological insight and biblical wisdom. On this channel, we dive into topics that matter: healing, hope, emotional growth, faith, and the dignity of being human. My goal is to create a space where your heart, your mind, and your spirit are all equally welcome. So, whether you're curious about how faith and psychology connect, or you're simply seeking encouragement on your journey, you're in the right place. So, make yourself at home, and if this sounds like something your soul needs, I warmly invite you to subscribe and join our growing community. Let's walk this meaningful path together. Maybe you've learned somewhere along the way that you have to try harder, be more, prove yourself. Maybe you've been told, or it was just silently expected, that being enough meant being perfect. Maybe it's part of your personality. You hold yourself to impossible standards. You demand a lot from yourself. And so when someone falsely accuses you, it cuts even deeper. Because part of you is already wondering, what if they're right? Can I ever be enough? But I want to remind you today, false accusations do not define you. They don't tell who you are. They don't determine your dignity. And they don't rewrite your story. Accusations, whether whispered or shouted, do not define you. They do not hold the power to rewrite your story. Psychologically, accusations activate our deepest fears: the fear of rejection, the fear of not being seen as good enough, and the fear of being unloved. But dignity is what reminds you of who you truly are. It's the still, small voice within you that says, you are more than what they say about you. And that is what God thinks and says about you. When you know your worth, you stop letting lies control your emotions. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone, because some accusations say more about the accuser than they ever will about you. Overcoming accusations isn't about fighting back louder. It's about standing firmer in truth. Knowing your story, your journey, your heart. Letting that be enough. False accusations have a way of shaking us. They target our identity, they twist our actions, and often they come not because we did something wrong, but because we dared to do something right. Maybe we dared to say something when everybody else were silent. In Scripture, some of the most powerful, faithful people were wrongly accused, but not one of them was defined by the lies spoken over them. Joseph, Daniel, Jesus, Stephen. Each of them faced a storm of accusation. Each of them stood for something higher, and each of them rose above the attack, not by defending themselves with anger, but by holding on their God-given dignity. Let's talk about Joseph at first. He said no to temptation. He chose integrity, and for that, he was accused of what he refused to do, assault. They threw him in prison, stripped of his position. He was misunderstood, forgotten, but not by God. Joseph's prison wasn't the end. It was the pathway to the palace. He became second in command over Egypt, because dignity always holds value, even when others don't see it right away. Then there is Daniel, faithful, wise, unshakable. His enemies couldn't find any fault in him, so they created one. They passed a law to trap him in prayer, and when he stayed loyal to God, they accused him of rebellion. He was thrown into the lion's den, but Daniel's calm didn't come from confidence on himself. It came from trusting in living God. God shut the mouths of lions, and Daniel walked out untouched. Because when your heart is pure, the trap set against you becomes the testimony for you. Next, look at Jesus, the most innocent man to ever live. And yet, he was accused of blasphemy, insurrection, and treason. He was beaten, mocked, and nailed to a cross based on lies. But Jesus didn't fight back with rage. He didn't plead his case. He stood in purpose. He let the silence speak. And on the third day, truth got the final word. Because you can accuse truth, but you can never kill it. It will rise again. And then there was Stephen, a man full of wisdom and power. He spoke truth with boldness, and for that they accused him of heresy, dragged him before the council and stoned him to death. But you know what Stephen did? He looked up. He saw heaven open, and he forgave them with his final breath. Because dignity isn't about surviving the moment. It's about honoring eternity. So if you have been accused, misunderstood, lied about, let down, remember this: you are not alone, and you are not what they say you are. You are who God says you are. Your dignity is untouched by their words. Your purpose is not cancelled by their judgment. And your future is still in God's hands. So learn to know your true value, the dignity God has given you, not just from your birth, but even before that. Psalm 139 verses 13 and 14, for you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. So God didn't wait you to prove your worth before he gave your value. Your dignity was woven into your design before a single mistake, before any accusations, before you ever had to try and to be enough. You were already enough. So now, your work is not to earn your dignity. Your work is to understand and to remember it, to reclaim it, and to live from it boldly, freely, and truthfully. Let accusations' words fall. Let your faith rise, because accusation may shake your name, but truth will always clear it, in time, in peace, and in power. If this message spoke to you, if you found hope or healing in it, please subscribe and share this video with someone who needs this kind of encouragement. It's a simple way to support this channel, and it helps me to continue creating content that brings faith, psychology, and dignity together. Thank you for being part of this journey. God bless you.